A bit more music by Yann Tiersen. This piece is one of his lesser known works, and it's a little simpler than the other music that he's written, but it still has that very Yann Tiersen sort of charm. So I think you're still going to enjoy this quite a lot. And it's also very simple to learn. So I'll play the first few bars, I suppose, 15, 20 seconds of music, and then I'll show you how to play the whole thing yourself. Here's what it sounds like. There's a long introduction here. And then the theme comes in. So on. Let me stop there and begin the tutorial. We'll start with the left hand, and the first thing to notice, of course, is the left hand keeps repeating the same cyclical little section, the same little harmony. This followed by this. But before we really jump into it, please consider subscribing, hitting that little notification bell. You'll be notified whenever there's anything new that comes out on the channel. It also, of course, lets YouTube know that you find this content worthwhile, that it's worth promoting, and it helps me a lot. Okay, so let's get to it then, starting with the very first opening phrase, which is just these couple chords sort of stretched out over 8 bars. This is what we start with. 5, 4, 2, and 1. And we sort of start in this kind of improvisatory way. It just introduces the harmony. You don't really have to think too much about rhythm or anything like that. You just play the notes and then wait for a little while, same thing. Maybe a little quieter the second time around. Let that just disappear. And then the next one. Almost the same. 5, 4, 2, and 1. This is our position. And just one by one from bottom to top. Again, you hold. Let the sound decay, and then again. So for each one of these, the sound decays, and then the theme begins. So the first thing to notice is that the left hand is constantly in eighth notes. So there's no break, no change, it's all in eighths. So you can use that as a scaffolding over which to build the right hand. As long as the left hand remains constant and unchanging rhythmically, then it's very easy to pair the right hand with it. So let's first understand what's happening, how many times we're playing each of these chords on the left hand. We'll have this 4 times, twice, 3 times, and 4 times. And then the next 2 bars are 4 of these, twice, 3 times, and 4 times. And this is the pattern that repeats throughout the piece. So 4 of these again, and 4 of these. Just remember that, and your left hand will be finished for the whole piece. There's not much more to do. Now with that in mind, we add the right hand. Right hand we're going to have, we'll have 2, 3, 5 a little higher than you might expect, and back to 3. Hold for a while, and resolve. 2, 1. Hold. Don't worry about the counts. We'll add that in later. And then the next one is almost the same. But instead of finishing on a C, we'll finish with the E. That's quite simple, yes? So let me show you very slowly what's happening. The right hand is going to have a few 16th notes, so that means they'll they'll fall in between the left hand notes sometimes. So when we begin with the left hand, then the right hand, then together, right hand, and then together. And the left hand continues to cycle on its own. Like this. You see? With counts, we'll have, I think the easiest would probably be 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1. So the very last little denomination of 16ths is the D that leads to the next bar. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and once more, just a touch faster. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and you see? So once you have those little, the way that the hands interact, once you get that down, it will become quite a bit easier because it keeps coming back. This rhythmic and melodic motif keeps coming back. So if you have this down, you've more or less learned half the song. Next. The next bars are the same, but with the left hand in a different position. The rhythm is the same. So that also should be very familiar. So let me play those 2 bars with counting. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and so you'll see that both of those melodic statements are identical in rhythm, completely the same. Once you learn one, you've learned the other. Put them together. The next 4 bars are exactly the same. Okay, now pedal wise, I'll give you two recommendations. It really depends on what you like, what you think sounds good, and your instrument. If it's a boomy instrument, you might want to pedal a bit more. If it's not, if it's fairly clean the way that my sound is, then I tend to use one pedal for every 2 bars, for every major phrase here, statement of melody. So here's how I pedal this. In the very beginning, obviously I want all of that to carry, so one pedal for all of this. Hold the pedal down, keep it down. Keep the pedal down. And then here you can choose to change the pedal or not. Again, it depends how boomy your instrument is. I didn't change my pedal right now because there's so much time between each of these chords that it doesn't sound muddy. And then so far, I have not changed my pedal once, but if you find that it's a little too messy for you, I'd recommend changing here. Change. And then change. Change. As a rule of thumb, you generally want to be changing where there is a harmony change, but again, it's up to you. The simplest thing about this piece, or the nice thing about this music, is that the harmony changes are super, super obvious because the left hand, it just keeps doing the same thing over and over again. So this is all one harmony. And then when you get to the next one, change pedal. That's sort of the rule of thumb. When you're changing pedals, change with the harmony. But again, I leave that up to you somewhat because it depends on people's preference, what they like. If they like a little bit of mixture, if they're playing it slower or faster, all of this plays a role in the final product and what it sounds like. And of course, the instrument, if it's a boomy instrument or a little bit dry. But keep that in mind. Pedal changes occur where the harmony changes. Then once we finish those phrases, we get really nice. It's like a memory. Sounds like somebody's recounting something and lost in thought. I'm going to continue this piece on the website. Come and join me and finish this off. It's free to give it a try. You know, the trial period is free, and you'll have access to this, the music. You can print it, save it to your computer as a PDF, and follow me all the way down the rabbit hole as we finish this piece by Yann Tiersen. I haven't once mentioned the name of this piece because I don't know how to pronounce it. And I'm not about to butcher it here, but you have it written in front of you, so I don't think I need to. Okay, I'll see you guys in the next one, and feel free to subscribe here if you haven't already. See you soon, guys.